Alright, finally got some time today to work on the chopper again. I was supposed to be working on this other little chopper bobber project, but the guy who built the frame and set it up for me to have a mechanical rear drum didn't run the axles the right width. So instead of this being the right width, now it pulls too tight over here and the tire sends an inch off once the brake drum's snugged up. So he screwed me on that one, so I gotta take it back to him and have him redo it. Alright, so for today what I want to get done is just finish the I want to finish the legs here today, the little swoops on the back legs, and then I'm going to figure out what I want to do with the tank. I think I might just weld it on. I'll sit up here somewhere. Then I need to make a cover for the bottom so it's all enclosed so I can float it all in smooth. Yeah, we're going to start with the rear legs. Alright, so there's my little template for the rear leg. I might go a little smaller with it, I'm not sure yet. It's just a super teeny little bit there. So what I'm going to do before I cut those pieces out, I'm going to get the rear wheel set up how it's going to stay, and I'm going to come over and mount the rear fender and start making a sissy bar and get that wrapped up before I mess with the rear leg. Alright, so I've got the fender sort of mocked up right now. I'm going to use another one of these little lowbrow fender mounts. I don't know, I like these, they're made really good, they're thick steel. And I know this is going to have a passenger on it all the time. So I need to make it sturdy. So I'm going to run one of these here. Then I'm going to come it back when I make the sissy bar right now. And I'm going to run the under support. And then I'm going to make one more down at the bottom here. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it yet. But I'll do one more bracket, maybe to the side of the frame over here. And we'll go from there. So we've got our crossbar marked to center, our mounts marked to center. Now I'm going to center the fender. So what I'll do is take a big set of calipers like this, come right on around it, and you can see this is a 6-inch fender. What I'll do is just literally take the marker, so now you can see the fender center here. So we got fender center, then we got the center on the crossbar, then we got the center on the little piece down there. Alright, so that mount's tacked on. There it is. So we got that tacked on just onto the frame. And usually when I'm done with this, I want the wheel to sit right in the center of the axles. So you can see I've got it a little bit forward right now. So what I'm doing with the wheel is holding pressure on it so I can keep the fender from moving. So I'm going to come up here and tack these two bungs that I already have tightened onto the fender now. I'm going to get it straight, tack them on, and then we'll start working on the sissy bar. So just tack the fender on. So you can see there's no rubs. Everything's good. So I'll give you a back view here. Center lining everything makes it really easy to get that on. So now up next, it's time to do a sissy bar, and we'll come in and make this mount here, or I might use a pre-made one. I'm not sure yet. Let me see what I got. So I've got these sissy bar fitting things, whatever, that I got from Lowbrow too. It just makes it easier in the long run. I'm running a 9/16 inch round stock sissy bar on this. These are drilled to 1/2 inch. So what I'm going to do is take them over in the mill and just run them in run them with a 9/16 bit so I can get them to open up enough. Camera died while I was milling these down, but you can see I've opened the holes up in them. Took off all the thinner material on the top. So these are going to be the ends that are going to go into the axle plates off of the sissy bar. And on these, I don't want to have a big welded circle around the top. So what I'm going to do is drill holes, and then I'll just fill them in and plug weld it, so it gives a cleaner look to it. Alright, so I'm going to bend this one on the bike. You can see how long of a stick I'm starting with. I guess if you got a small ceiling, you couldn't do this, so cut it in half. But this is going to be a pretty tall sissy bar. I want to make sure I got enough length on there. Alright, so we're about halfway there. Got one side bent up. You can still see how much material we got hanging up there. So I'm gonna have a couple feet to cut off for sure. But you can see the bend. So what I did is I did one bend around the chain, another one to get it flush with the fender, and another one right on top of the fender, because I think it looks stupid when your sissy bar is super wide. So this will be kind of cool looking. It's a little triple step one. So now I'm going to come up top and find a marking point where I want to bend it, and I'm going to get the big bend at the top. Alright, so the camera died out again here. But this is how far we got. I'm gonna leave it till tomorrow. I started this at like 6 o'clock tonight. It's already 9:30, so I'm gonna get home and come back tomorrow and knock it out. So it's a big one. You can see I did it all uneven from the back. I'm gonna do some little designs through the center of it. So yeah, I'll brush it up tomorrow real quick, get the fender mount on, and then start doing some little designs in the center. But that's it for tonight. So yesterday we left off on the sissy bar. I got that finished up already, and I just started working on the seat here, just trying to get a template for how big I want the hump. But I just cut this seat pan out of gridded poster board, and the same up the back. I'm gonna get this figured out how big I want the hump, and then cut it all out of 16 gauge steel and make a little box for it, and then put some padding on it. Alright, so that's what I'm going to go with there. I'm going to add an extra 1/4 inch on it when I cut it out. Alright, I just got these pieces cut out for the seat. So this is going to be the seat pan. This will be the back of it that runs under on the bottom of the fender. I'm going to try to bend this to make it for the top instead of having to cut out this piece. This is how I usually do them. But I'm going to try it this way. We'll see what happens. And then here's the sissy bar for the backing plate. I'll drill some holes through here and just weld on nuts so you can put it on and off right through the back of the sissy bar. Alright, so here's where we left off last night. Got the seat just tacked into place, or the frame for it. It's gonna be pretty big. It's gonna fit the bike well though. So I'm gonna tack that up in a couple more spots, and I'm gonna pull it off and finish shaping everything so it fits perfect. And I need to make some brackets back here that are gonna hold the rear of the seat on. And then I need to make the front bracket for the front of the seat pan too. I run them through the frame, so I'll do a little nut here and then run a piece of all thread straight through the frame. And you don't see it. Alright, so I've got the seat fitted up now. Just got it tacked in a couple places. I'm going to come through and just do little stitch welds. And then after that I'll do the silicone bronze to fill it in. Then I'm going to weld this seam completely and this seam completely. And then put little L brackets in them for a little more support.